In a galaxy gripped by endless war, there can be no mercy. There can be no peace. The only appropriate action can be an eternal crusade among the Emperor's finest. None of them embody this truth more than the Black Templars. They answer this call. They are champions of the faith and the unbreakable swords of the Emperor. The story of the Black Templars begins in the aftermath of the Horus Heresy, when the Imperium lay in ruins and the Emperor's legions were split into chapters. Their power was divided so that no one could challenge the Emperor's vision ever again. The Black Templars were born from the Imperial Fist during the Second Founding, with Sigismund, the Emperor's champion. He was appointed as the Black Templars' first High Marshal, and he dedicated his forces to an unending crusade, a response to his perceived failures and for the acts of his cousins that had become traitors during the Horus Heresy. For Sigismund, there could be no peace and no compromising with the enemies of the Imperium. Rumors have begun to spread that this Eternal Crusade is a loophole to the law that caps the size of an Astartes chapter. This is because they are always at war, which means that there can be no stopping to their recruitment. But there can also be no doubt to the Black Templars' loyalty to the Imperium, and their devout duty is to purge the unclean heretic and Xenos filth from the galaxy. While other Space Marine chapters may fortify their strongholds, the Black Templars are forever on the move. For over 10,000 years, they have waged a never-ending crusade against the enemies of the Imperium. Their fleets travel from system to system, never staying in one for too long, always seeking new enemies to vanquish. This doctrine ensures the Eternal Crusade, and that they will remain at the forefront of the Emperor's will. The Black Templars' faith is as unyielding as their war doctrine. They view the Emperor as a god, and their lives are dedicated to his worship and to their duty. They are known for their extreme piety and refuse to accept psychers into their ranks. They believe in the purity of humanity, and their chaplains embody this, leading their brothers into battle and inspiring them with fiery sermons. They stoically carry sacred relics into battle, believing that the Emperor's light guides their every move. Among the many heroes of the Black Templar, none are more feared than High Marshal Helbrecht. As their current leader, he has carried the banner of Sigismund through some of the most devastating campaigns in the chapter's history. His life has been one of constant warfare, each crusade earning him greater renown and forging his names into the annals of the Imperium. One of the High Marshal's greatest battles came when the bioforms of the Tyranid descended upon a massive hive world. The world's defenses crumbled under this onslaught, its Imperial Guard regiments overwhelmed by the seemingly endless swarms. When all hope seemed lost, it was Helbrecht and his Black Templars who answered the call. Landing amidst the utter carnage, Helbrecht led his warriors straight into the heart of the Tyranid horde. While lesser men would have balked at the sight of the countless alien monstrosities, his only response was a furious charge. With his sword in his hands, he carved a bloody path through the Xenos, bellowing oaths to the Emperor as his sword brethren followed him in his wake. As the battle dragged on, the crusading fleet unleashed orbital bombardments, striking at the heart of the Tyranid swarms. But it was not enough. The hive mind unleashed its greatest weapon, a massive hive tyrant. Towering above the battlefield, its claws capable of rending tanks in two. This abomination descended upon the Templars' lines, cutting through their ranks and defeating the Emperor's finest. Yet where others saw only death, Helbrecht saw a chance for glory. With a roar of defiance, he charged the beast, his sword blazing with righteous fury. The battle between man and monster was ferocious, each blow shaking the ground beneath them. The hive tyrants claws slashed at his armor. But the High Marshal fought with the power of the Emperor himself, refusing to yield. In one final devastating blow, Helbrecht drove his sword into the creature's skull, ending its reign of terror. As the synaptic beast fell, the Tyranids' hive mind collapsed, allowing the Black Templars to regroup and drive the Xenos from this planet. The High Marshal's victory saved the Hive world, but for Helbrecht, it was only one more battle in a war that will never end. The Black Templars' relentless crusade, undying faith in the Emperor, and unyielding hatred of the heretic and the Xenos have forged them into one of the most fearsome forces in the Imperium. With their origins tied to the Imperial Fists and Rogel Dorn, the Black Templars represent humanity's defiance and duty, unbroken over the millennium. Whether waging war on a distant battlefield or purging entire planets for corruption, they remain ever vigilant and ever pure in their quest for humanity's salvation. Their story, like their Eternal Crusade, is far from over. For as long as there are enemies of the Emperor, the Black Templars will continue their holy crusade, one eternal war after another. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and make sure to smash that like button. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And make sure you comment if you've got something to say. But mostly, I just hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.